All right, well, are we ready to move on to E3?
Yeah, we should do that.
E3 news. Here we go. We're not going to cover everything.
I just wrote down some things to.
If you're watching in the chat, let us know what your favorite things were, and we'll mention them. So,
Lucky, my name is Jonas was my song.
My name is Jonas. I think the big one for me from E3, of course, Halo Infinite.
That game sucks.
Hate you.
I'm just kidding. I'm pretty sure in the group chat I was like going nuts.
You
I'm like,
were
dude,
super hyped.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke was over there like, they didn't show me enough campaign footage, and I'm not interested in multiplayer.
That. I did not give that connotation in my text.
No, I'm just giving you crap.
I am so bad at Halo multiplayer.
Remember we streamed it?
I don't think people understand. Like,
maybe we should play it again just so people can understand how bad Luke is.
Oh my gosh,
Should we stream Halo 5?
And they even
Yes.
updated Halo 5 to be more like normal shooters. Still couldn't do it, but like Halo 1, 2, 3, 4, and Reach, maybe like 1 kill a game.
Oh my gosh.
I managed to get a sword because somebody killed the dude with the sword and I stole it from it.
Dude, I remember Brett and I were playing that one night. We were just going ham on people. It was awesome.
Halo's like a bike that I just always remember how to ride.
Yep.
You get like 3 minutes into a game and it just clicks and you're like, oh boy.
That was almost an F there, wasn't it?
No, I was trying to think of like a John Wick type of
gotcha.
reference. You know, it's just like. So
we in the heights did.
I love it. But yes, I think that Halo Infinite, especially with its multiplayer being separate from the main game, being free to play, is gonna make it a viable contender for kind of games as a service.
You don't leave out the biggest
and
thing.
along with that,
yeah, I was gonna say this is gonna change gaming.
The seasons, like we're kind of accustomed to, seasons will have battle passes. However, battle passes won't expire, and you can purchase previous seasons' battle passes whenever, and be like, actually, I really want to work towards the armor set that's in this battle pass, and you just do that.
Thank you 343 for not being afraid to change the game. I freaking love it.
Player focused, and that is awesome.
I think that is one of the best. Like we talked about how a long time ago when Fortnite kind of did the battle pass thing, it changed games. Yep. I think this is the next improvement on that system, and I think we'll see this be adopted around the industry if Halo can do it right. I also think this further cements Microsoft's true plea to like, we just want to be what's best for gamers. Right. Like this is them taking that next step. Like, look, it sucks that you have to buy a battle pass and then you only have 80 or 90 days to finish it. Like, no, we're going to let you buy it and finish it at your own pace. And I just think I talk a lot about games respecting my time. And when they made that announcement, I was like, all right, 343, you got my attention.
Yep.
I think this is fantastic.
Did they say how much a season was?
Probably $10.
They haven't priced anything out, but my guess would be 10.
Yeah,
that's my assumption.
That's pretty standard.
But yeah, we didn't get much campaign from Halo, but man, the multiplayer looks fun. It looks like, back to the roots of what Halo multiplayer is. I can't wait.
I feel like they went back in time and said, okay, if we're gonna use Halo 3 as like
that's exactly
like a starting point, how would we make Halo 3 for the modern era, right?
Yep.
And it's clicking. Everything, the equipment and how it's used, it's back to the kind of that like single use or it's on a cooldown type of thing. If you don't use it,
you can drop it.
Yep. Someone else can pick it up. And everyone starts on even footing. I don't see any of these silly ground pound slams.
Yeah.
But yet they're still keeping a lot of those mobility improvements that were made in Halo 5. Sprinting's still in there, which I know some hardcore OG Halo players don't love, but I think it's.
You don't have to sprint. You don't have to.
You don't have to.
We'll do it.
And in fact, your shields will respawn or will recharge faster if you don't sprint.
I love that they punish you for sprinting.
It's a really good balance, honestly. And Clamber is another really good balance thing. that makes trick jumping really impressive in Halo 5. So
I can't wait for that.
yep. Tyler and I probably. Tyler, did you get signed up to be on the Insiders? I'm signed up for the Insiders, so if I can stream when that happens, I will be streaming Halo Infinite.
I told myself I would just come over and play it when you get
split
it.
Screen it.
Access.
Let's split screen it up, baby.
I'm in. I'm so in.
What are some of the things that stood out to you guys?
Do we want to hit big ones then little ones, or does it matter?
I don't care.
Hit another big one.
Okay. I think this was the most impressive showing for a game the entire weekend, but I think it also showed the most. Forza 5 Horizon, or Forza Horizon 5, looks stellar.
That's what I did. I played a lot of Verizon
Verizon 4?
Verizon 4G LTE. No, I played a lot of Forza Horizon 4
Great game.
because of this trailer and the showcase.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Dude, the showcase for Horizon 5 was incredible.
Yep.
I was like, man,
good.
this looks just absolutely fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The graphics are great. I love that they're going to go to Mexico. There's so much variety there. Like
all the environments look amazing.
all the new cars, the dropping in, the dropping out, the idea of like going and finding places to build your festival. Like, I just think that's so cool. I cannot wait to play this.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I didn't realize how much I wanted to play Horizon until I watched that, and I was like, I'm gonna download that. And then you did it. You did it as well. So I downloaded it.
I wanted a game that relaxed me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when I play Horizon 4, I think I've done 5 races.
You just cruise around.
I drive around and I listen to the music.
I drive around and look for billboards a lot. It's like all I do.
But like, I sent you guys even like a clip of me driving 200 miles per hour next to the beach listening to Claire de Lune. This is a video game.
Yeah, it's. I think it had probably. If I had to choose like a best in show for the weekend, I think it was Forza Horizon 5. I think this game looks incredible. It's coming out really soon. It's kind of I think it's August, something like that. Like, it's real soon. It's gonna be on Game Pass. I don't have to pay for it. Like,
Yep.
gosh, dude, this was highlight of the weekend for me.
I guess mine. They didn't show a whole lot, but it was just awesome to see. Starfield.
Hey, let's go. Are you
the-
upset about the sandwich?
What sandwich?
There was a half-eaten sandwich on the counter of their spaceship, and a lot of people are upset about it.
No, I'm not upset about that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Clearly, they're saving it for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat it when I get there.
Yeah.
Pick it up. Need some help.
Really enjoyed the trailer. I love that they didn't show a whole lot. It reminded me of Skyrim's first trailer where they showed a stone wall and they talked about dragons.
Yeah.
And they showed nothing.
It was a good atmospheric teaser, right? Like, here's what we want you to feel when you play our game.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's what they can actually recreate in gameplay, I'm in.
I like the color palette for it. It's just a
Yeah.
lot brighter than a lot of their other games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just excited for a sci-fi game from Bethesda.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Like, yeah, Fallout sci-fi.
Yeah, but it's like dystopian sci-fi.
It's
not,
dystopian 50s sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
It's not like futuristic space travel.
and I always like Fallout for a little bit, and then I walk across the wasteland for 45 minutes and die and have to do it all over again.
You die to a death claw, don't you?
I die to like a mine. Just didn't pop up in my vats or anything. But no, yeah, I'm really excited for this. The big revelations from this trailer, though, were its date of 11/11/2022.
Yep.
Which here, let me bring up my predictions.
Are we, I predict that it will not launch 11/11/22.
Absolutely, it won't. It's absolutely getting delayed.
When
That being said, they announced that it was coming. Where are my predictions?
when they give Starfield a date and Halo Infinite holiday timeline, I'm not confident in that Starfield release date at all.
That being said, this is really far away, a year and a half still. So they
should be starting the
and they've been working on this a really long time.
yeah.
So I would predict.
Because nothing. They worked on Cyberpunk for 10 years, and that game came out flawlessly on time. They worked on Halo for 6 years, and that game flawlessly came out on time. What I'm saying is right now is when they're starting the actual version that we'll get to play.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Cyberpunk should have been delayed again, obviously. But also, it should have not come out on Xbox One and PS4.
Oh, yeah.
They should have said sorry.
Well, we've eliminated the PlayStation side of this with Starfield. So.
Also,
right.
that was the other big news.
Yep.
Xbox exclusive.
Yep. Yeah, that's a big deal. I think we all kind of assumed that would be the case. But for it to actually like be real that Bethesda is going to release a game exclusively for Xbox and PC is kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned about another one with Redfall.
We can talk about that.
I know. We can talk about that later. Sorry.
Anyway, my prediction was Starfield will
this.
be an Xbox
My bad.
exclusive with a 2022 release date. 2 points for Luke. What's up, baby?
Wow.
I predicted right before Brett did. Let's go!
Yeah, you jerk. One of the other highlights for me, Luke talked about a game that just, with Forza Horizon, that's just kind of his, like, chill and decompress.
My vibe game.
Your vibe game. My vibe game is going to be Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Yeah.
Coming to Xbox here in July. I cannot wait to just fly.
I'm just going to put it on autopilot and watch it.
It's going to be amazing.
I just am excited to see
my
places
happy
that I've
place.
never been that I don't know when I'm going to see them. Like the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. Literally just flying through the Grand Canyon.
I'm going to end up crashing in the Grand
Yeah,
Canyon,
probably.
but I'm going to try to fly through the Grand
Hey,
Canyon.
but that's why we have the Xbox Series X, so that we can quickly reload to a save point and do it again. It's
Fair.
fine.
Is there a rewind button like in Horizon? Just hit Y and goes.
Oh, man. That'd be a great adaptation to the game. They should do that.
Yep.
Yeah, this game looks fun. I'm curious what kind of like music options you have.
Yeah.
Remember, like on the old Xboxes, you could download CDs and play them when you played Forza? That's what I used to do. All the time.
That, too, is going to be a vibe game for me. Vibe number 2. When does that come out?
What? Flight Simulator?
Yeah.
July.
July.
I think
It's
like
already
July
on
20
PC.
something, right?
So I guess Horizon 5 is going to be vibe number 2.
Yeah,
It comes
exactly.
out after.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What else stood out to you guys?
Oh man, there's a lot of things that stood out. This one I'll breeze over. I talked a lot about a game last year called Hades.
Mm-hmm.
Hades is going to be coming to PlayStation and Xbox. It's going to come to the Xbox Game Pass. So, highly recommend you check this one out. Even if you don't try to beat it, like just play it for a little bit. Just kind of get a feel for it, kind of see how it works. I think it's an incredible game that's absolutely worth your time.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely check this one out. Supergiant Games is my favorite indie studio. They have not missed. So I think everybody should check this one out.
I think the best trailer of the entire weekend.
Don't say it.
And definitely of the Xbox conference was Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
The meta-ness was just too much for me. It was the perfect trailer.
There's a wow. You know what that means? We must show a planet. And there will be lens flares. Oh, man, it's so good.
Even if you don't play the Outer Worlds, go look up the Outer Worlds 2 trailer from E3. It will be a good watch. It's very meta.
Yeah, it's great. I thought you were actually going to talk about Replaced. I think Replaced looks really cool. I like those games like Inside and Limbo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to checking out Replaced. It looks like it has a little bit like Inside and Limbo don't have like a combat system, and Replaced looks like it has a really cool one. I'm really looking forward to playing that.
I'm always really hesitant going into
The side
scrollers, but I love Celeste. I played a little bit of Limbo. That was pretty good.
Limbo is fun.
Ori drove me crazy though, and I know everybody loves that game, so I always have to be careful when I talk about it.
It's hard, and it can drive you crazy.
Yeah. When I played it, I eventually stopped, and I was like, oh, I'm just listening to the soundtracks. That's good enough.
Yeah.
Fantastic music.
That's fair.
But yeah, the visual style of this looked awesome.
Yep.
So I'll have one eye looking at it till it comes out, and then we'll see. We'll see.
I think as I've, progressed through games, I've become a bigger fan of indies the last year and a half. So I really can't wait to get my hands on some of these indies that are talked about.
The other one, I mean, it was a little different than Replace because it wasn't like the 16-bit, and it wasn't even really a side scroller. It was more
Top down.
like a mixture of it all. But it was Somerville. It was the family walking through the woods, or the dad and his dog, and all of a sudden there's a monster at the end. Really intriguing stuff.
Yeah. The other big indie that stood out to me was 12 Minutes. Got a release date, and it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
I'll definitely check it out.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Let's see. What else was there at the Xbox conference? Oh, something that I've never played, but now I want to. I kind of want to play Sea of Thieves.
Dude, this was so cool.
Yeah.
Just because Captain Jack Sparrow showed up, I'm like, I can play that.
Sea of Thieves is one of those games where I am so glad that it has survived.
Yeah.
It's figured out how to keep its little niche audience around and, feed content, keep people playing. It's got a really good solid core. It was a little bare bones at launch. And
games like that, though, I feel like are always like that. Elder Scrolls Online, I mean, it had the Elder Scrolls name on it.
Right.
But the people that thought it was going to be an Elder Scrolls game all left. Now it has its audience, and it's been going strong for years now or something.
Yeah, it's killing it.
Yeah.
That's a great game, and I always want to play it more, but plays it, so I don't. Even, I know Destiny's a shooter, but it's got its audience.
Yeah.
Even Fallout 76 has its audience. That's still going somehow.
Yeah.
Even though we got
They're peeling
reeled.
They're pulling out of some of the content they've put in it, though. They're pulling out their battle royale that they made.
Oh, really?
So they can focus on more MMO
story
stuff.
Content, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was going to say, that one of the things with this, Jack Sparrow, or not Jack Sparrow, but Pirates of the Caribbean crossover DLC is that, this is, I think, the level of story content that people have always really wanted in Sea of Thieves. Yeah. And they've trickled some in throughout the last couple of years. There's been more and more story content, but I think this is the first big, hey, here's a campaign. Go. I'm really excited to see what it's like.
I remember even when I was just watching the trailer, it's this feels like Pirates of the Caribbean. That'd be kind of cool if they crossed over. And then Jack Sparrow was there, and I was like, whoa, it's Pirates of the Caribbean.
And whoever's voicing him is doing a freaking great job.
Yeah.
That sounds just like Johnny Depp.
I wonder if it's the dude from isn't Jack Sparrow show up in Kingdom Hearts or something?
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if it's that guy.
I mean, there's got to be some Johnny Depp impersonators.
What if it's Johnny Depp?
Honestly,
I need some work.
You know who I thought it was? I thought it was probably Nolan North. Safe bet.
That is a safe
Or
bet.
the other one.
Troy Baker.
Troy Baker. One of them.
The last thing from the Xbox side of things that I want to talk about, we can keep talking about other things if you want to, is the Redfall reveal. This is the Bethesda Arcane Studio.
Arcane Austin.
Their next game. I thought this was a fantastic trailer. None of its gameplay. It's still very early on, but it shows it's essentially hey, here's a concept of what our combat system is going to be like. And having played their last couple games, I'm really excited to see how that all goes together. You can play it solo, you can play it co-op. It's not a versus thing. It is story driven, and I am really hoping that I can play that with you guys because it looks like a fun little squad.
I'm in.
Shooter hunting vampires. Also, I love their vampires. They're way scarier than most modern vampires, and look dope.
They looked like monsters.
Yeah,
mixed with vampires instead of Twilight vampires, which has been the thing. I feel like.
Yeah.
Vampires are sexy now. And now zombies are sexy too. And having sex. What? What? Army of the Dead.
I think this is the games as a service Arcane needed. I'm very excited. I think this looks like a ton of fun. Look, ability-based shooters are awesome.
All the rage right now. So
I am very, very excited to see what Arcane can do. 1, with a shooter.
Yep.
2, with their form of storytelling. And 3, with a game as a service.
Yep.
I think it's going to be a ton of fun. Hopefully, it feels to me, my only worry is it feels to me like a game that will be an early access game. Where they kind of slow drip their content because they're not quite ready, but they want to get it out.
Yeah.
And I really hope they take the time to just like, hey, this is going to be a games as a service, but we're going to launch you something good for a base game.
Yeah.
Where you can kind of work through, and then by the time you guys are about at that level we think you should be, we'll drop the first seasonal content like what Destiny does, and then they just keep building. I hope that's what happens with it. A little bit of concern with it, obviously looking like it could be an early access game, and 2, the art style is kind of Fortnite-y. Obviously this is just a trailer, so I'll be curious to see what it looks like.
It'll be interesting to see how they... Because I will say that I don't think Arcane's games have typically been like, they don't push the envelope in terms of graphics and resolution. So I would expect them to go a little more maybe Fortnite-y, cell shady esque, but I'm okay with that because I think it will lend to a longer life for the look of their game.
I am gonna play this team's other game, Prey.
Oh yeah, and that
I'm gonna download and check that out. But
of the remaster of that, but the remaster looks good.
Yeah, the team who did Prey is doing, and I didn't know Prey was a remake.
Oh yes,
I did not know that. I'm gonna turn on the Redfall trailer.
There was one more thing that we had mentioned because we had seen the teaser trailer.
Battlefield
2042. Gameplay looks great. Looks chaotic as heck. And
let's freaking go.
I'm ready. I'm ready to pull a windsuit out in the middle of a sandstorm and get the height advantage.
And fly straight into a building.
RPG out, take out the helicopter.
Me, yeah.
Oops.
Miss the helicopter, get hit by the helicopter blades.
Yep.
Have to respawn.
That's right.
Yeah.
Accidentally spawned on the wrong location.
Man, I remember when Battlefield 1 and 5 came out, and like both around the time to both of those releases, we would play a decent bit together.
Yeah.
Super fun. Battlefield's a great squad shooter, so.
Yeah, I am very excited about the new Battlefield. This is I think the most I've been excited for a Battlefield in a long time. Actually, got to mention, I also played a game with a 4 in the title. I've been playing Battlefield 4 again.
Nice.
Which actually, there was a news story on that today. They are opening more servers because there's a massive influx of players on Battlefield 4.
Oh, that's awesome.
And their servers were not prepared for it.
Now I want to re-download that.
Yeah, I re-downloaded it after the 2042 announcement. It's on EA Play.
Oh, okay.
But no, it's been a lot of fun to play it again. It's funny kind of seeing the graphics now versus like back then, and you're like, man, this looks so good. But now like you look at Fire and you're like, what is this? But no, it's awesome. Battlefield 2042 looks great. They brought in somebody from Call of Duty to kind of help them grow their game, and I think we'll see a lot of benefits from that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I guess there's only one thing left in Xbox, so I'll just mention it. Among Us is coming to Game Pass.
Oh yeah, that's
cool.
That's a good get. And that's the other thing, Game Pass
value going up.
I didn't expect it to be as much of a thing in the show as it was. I mean, obviously it's for a lot of their first party stuff, but like they are really hammering home the value of Game Pass. So
it's kind of worth it, like super worth it.
Yep.
If you're an Xbox gamer.
Did anything from the Ubisoft or...
Ubisoft? No. Didn't even pay attention to it.
Yes, there was something for me. Riders Republic got its release date. It's coming out, I think, September. This just looks like one of my chill games. You can snowboard, you can bike ride, you can squirrel suit, you can you dress your character up in all these goofy outfits. Just looks like a lot of fun to me. Looks like a game where I can just kind of put my feet up, relax, and try to jump down a mountain and survive it.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't wait to play this. It won't be on Game Pass or anything, but I'll probably be picking this one up.
Nice. Nintendo?
Nintendo. I have 2 things from Nintendo.
Nintendo, per usual. I'm not a huge Nintendo fan. Not that I dislike their stuff. I just didn't grow up playing Nintendo games, and so a lot of their things aren't as exciting to me as
Nintendo game in front of me.
as others.
Weird.
That said, I had a couple
Point that
that were pretty hyped. I'm pretty hyped about. Luke, was there anything you were?
I mean,
I have 2 games.
Breath of the Wild 2.
Yes. We can start with the big one.
It's really the only thing for me. And that being said, like, it's a problem I have with every single Nintendo trailer ever. Their trailers, I think, are never good.
Mm-hmm.
They're always just, here's a little reel of stuff from the game. There's no voices. Sometimes there's not even music.
Yeah.
And it's just like 30 seconds of stuff, and then it's over, and that's it.
Yeah.
That being said, Breath of the Wild is a really good game. I like that game a lot, and
Mhm.
everybody likes it way more than I do.
Luke's the hater, and he likes it.
Yeah, I'm a hater, and I like it. Like, a lot. That game was great. But yeah, excited for that.
I kind of texted you guys jokingly, and I was like, "Did you guys watch that Breath of the Wild 2 trailer? Got one word for you: Tenet." And that's because it looks like Tenet to me. Like, there's time travel, things are going backwards.
So, like Majora's Mask?
Well, yeah, but the Tenet joke was more meta, I think.
More on brand for Tyler.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Majora's Mask is pretty on brand for Zelda.
Yeah, it looks like a time travel story.
Okay, sir.
I've seen like a few people talk about like the whole arm thing. Have you seen any of that? Like how his arm is kind of like burnt. Looks like he's getting his powers from his arm now. He doesn't use the Sheikah Slate to use powers.
Oh, thank goodness.
So it looks like there's some kind of like quality of life changes that people complained about in the first game. My favorite detail in the whole trailer is that the music was backwards after the halfway point. I thought that was super cool. I was like, man, this is kind of neat.
Yep.
Again, their weird Tenet thingy. But I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
They won't commit to a time frame in
it'll be a day
2022.
one
That
for
thing's
me.
coming out.
And they
2023.
won't say the title because it's a spoiler.
Yeah, I heard that.
Who's the bad guy? Ganondorf?
I wonder.
Nobody cares.
I wonder if they'll call it like Breath of Time or something.
Just, I don't understand how, like...
If the game's been out 5 years or 4 years or whatever, like the spoiler thing shouldn't matter.
Well, I think it spoils 2.
Why would you name a game that? It's gonna spoil the game.
I just... Who cares? Like,
People will still play it.
lots of movies and TV shows spoil their shows, and a lot of times you don't even realize it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they hadn't said anything and just released the
Nobody
the name,
would have
no one would've
noticed.
known. Someone on Reddit would have been like, "Oh, what if it's the crazy conspiracy theory?" Da, 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 da. And then people would have been like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome. Haha, it'll never happen."
Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. What? Time? Something gonna happen with time? It's probably called Ocarina of Time 2 or something like that.
The journey for the Ocarina. I do have another
Breath
Nintendo
of the
story.
Ocarina.
Yes, go for it.
Do you have any more Nintendo things?
I was just gonna say Metroid.
Oh,
It's
okay.
not Metroid Prime. but
Metroid
it's
Dread?
Metroid Dread, and it's better than nothing.
Their Metroid Prime update was good though. We're progress.
After you rebooted it, so well, I guess
Please.
at least you didn't say they rebooted it again.
I listened to Triple Click today, and they were kind of like, "Yeah,
Please keep working on Metroid
I
Prime
wouldn't be
4.
surprised if that died in development hell." And I was like, "Oof, that's not what Metroid fans want to hear."
Nope.
The other thing I wanted to talk about is Mario Party Superstars.
Yeah.
This is sick. All the old Mario Party mini games from like the 64 to the GameCube, all those, they're coming back for a big collection, which has kind of been Nintendo's thing this year. So I'm really looking forward to that. I think it's pretty cool. Dana and I like to play Mario Party. It's got online support, so you can play online with other people. It's going to be fun.
The podcat is being very aggressive tonight. Do I need to go put him in his room?
cat.
And then they had the Legend of Zelda Game & Watch, which kind of looks whatever.
Yeah.
Did they talk about Skyward Sword remake?
A little bit.
The worst Zelda game.
It's really strange to me that we're getting like Zelda's 35th anniversary and what we're getting is a Game & Watch. Like, we're not getting... So, Jason Schreier fully believes that there's a Wind Waker HD remake for the Switch out there. That and Twilight Princess both. And the fact that they're not announced is kind of... Did I just see your vinegar strokes?
I need that so bad.
I want it because I've never played that game. So I'm really hoping that actually happens at some point. A lot of people think, or I say a lot of people, Schreier and Kirk, which I love Kirk Hamilton in that podcast. He's fantastic. They both think that Breath of the Wild's non-committal delivery date will push out, and that's when they'll release and announce those.
Oh.
And that's why they're not saying anything.
That's possible. I can see that.
So... Hopefully it gets delayed, I think. I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, I want
My prediction.
so bad.
My prediction from 2020 was Legend of Zelda Wind Waker will be remade for Switch and announced with a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Maybe I'm just a year or two late on that, or early on that, but no, I think Nintendo did good.
Yeah, I thought Nintendo's thing was fine. I think they could have. It's weird because Nintendo just always does their own thing.
Yeah.
They're so anti-status quo. I mean, they're status quo for themselves, I guess. But I think the one thing that could have really pushed them... I think people liked their presentation at their direct. But I still think a announce of a new Switch would have been a cherry on top type of thing.
But you were talking about Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Yeah. Metroid Dread.
Metroid Dread, I think that it looks fine. I've not played a lot of the old Metros again, Metroids, like I said. I haven't played a lot of the old Nintendo games, so I was excited for Prime, and this is kind of that consolation of well, at least I'll get to play some new Metroid.
Man, if they could just make a virtual console and get those GameCube versions on there.
Yeah. I think I'll play Metroid Dread at some point. I don't know when, but more so out of curiosity than anything.
Sure.
People love Metroid, and I've never played it. So.
I've tried because I love Metroid Prime. The 2D bits though in the Metroidvania I can't do it.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough. It's too hard for Luke to remember all the places to go and all the things I've unlocked but I always get kind of hooked in because they always have a cool visual style. Pictures and stuff to go with it. And I was like, oh, that looks awesome. Oh, but it's not what I like.
Fair. I only have one more game to talk about.
You'll then talk about it. Let's go.
It's not from Nintendo or
That's
Xbox.
okay.
Square Enix?
No, we can go to that one. The one I have is the big one.
The big one?
I don't even know what it is.
It's the most anticipated game for the last 2 years.
Oh, Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Oh. I watched that trailer and went, yeah, I'm not going to play that.
Okay, we can talk about it. I think that trailer was terrible. I think that game looks stupid. It does not look fun to me at all. I watched the trailer and I was like, this does not look good. Not even, the graphics don't even look good.
I thought the same thing.
I was like, why is everybody so excited about this? Because George R.R. Martin's a part of it?
Not lived up to the hype.
And it's from Software, right?
Yeah.
That's where they got me. Oh, this game is going to be impossible. Luke over here who likes to play on easy mode.
I won't be surprised if they announce an easy mode for it. But I still think the game looks bad.
Yeah, it looks bad.
It doesn't look fun to me. It looks boring.
I agree.
It looks like every other action-adventure fantasy game.
Just looked like Dark Souls.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say Darksiders, because that's what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, this looks like Darksiders.
It just, besides Sekiro, it looked like every other From Software game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It didn't make a great impression with me. This was not a game I've even been interested.
It's just been the meme.
In the back of my mind, I knew that it was from Software, and so I knew that it wasn't going to be a game I would ever play. But I would agree that the trailer left much to be desired.
I just like the monster designs look bad. Like, why are there so many arms on everything?
It's an octopus.
I guess. I don't know. I just think it looks. The trailer to me was objectively bad. Subjectively bad.
Mm.
Just didn't like it. Didn't do anything for me.
That's fair.
And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I wonder if anybody from the pod will play this. The answer is probably not. So if you're interested in Elden Ring, we are not the ones for you.
We're gonna be busy playing Microsoft Flight Simulator.
And Forza.
Just flying
Elden
over
Ring,
the Tiger Forest.
If you
let us know how it is.
Yeah, no, for sure. Because I will not be playing that. Also, that game's getting delayed again.
Yeah.
There's no way.
What comes out, Elden Ring or Starfield first?
Elden Ring will come out first.
I'm gonna put my money on Starfield.
Really?
Yeah.
You think it'll just get delayed because they need
The
to
Winds
fix
of Winter
things?
isn't even out yet. George R. R. Martin just wants his name on stuff, and he's just gonna keep delaying and delaying everything.
Well, he finished his work on it like 2 years ago.
but he's not releasing it.
His part's done.
Any
I
other?
don't think it looked good.
Well, I have two things from
E3
Square
things?
Enix. I'll start with the one that I didn't think was good, which was more Avengers stuff. They had a War for Wakanda trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's awesome that Black Panther is going to be in the game.
Did they show gameplay from it?
I honestly can't remember. I just remember seeing the trailer.
They had
and
a trailer. I don't remember if it was gameplay or not, though.
It was more cinematic,
Okay.
I think. I just remember seeing it and going, yeah, that doesn't convince me that I should go into this game.
Yeah. There was some cool stuff in there, but it was more flashy, like, look, it's Black Panther, versus, hey, we're
To me,
really revamping the...
It was even less like, here's Black Panther. It was more like, remember the Black Panther movie?
Yeah.
Everything aesthetically felt the same as the movie. It didn't feel like anything was their own version of it.
Boy, that is a line
It's such
that
a-
they
it's
have
the other side.
really struggled to be on with their original like the characters that they, not their original characters, but their version of Cap, their version of Tony were so not like the movie.
And moving into another game, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Aesthetically, do they kind of have some attachment to things still from the movies? Yes. However, I think this game looks really good. I think it looks fun. I think the interactions in between all the Guardians is really entertaining. I like the combat style where it's like Mass Effect and you control Peter Quill and you can have your fellow Guardians do things for you and then have cool power-ups from your boombox. I thought it was really fun, and plus, like, you can decide different paths, and like did you watch it?
Yeah.
In the trailer, they throw Rocket over there, and in the corner it says, "Rocket did not like that. He's furious with you." I think it looks great. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I like all the character designs except for Peter Quill, which is really unfortunate. I think he looks pretty terrible. But I think there's also going to be options for costume switching up,
Oh, sure.
so it'll be fine.
Yeah.
But I got my eye on that one. I think that one's actually going to be a lot of fun.
I think that one comes out pretty soon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
August,
And
right?
nobody
early
knew
fall.
about this. This is probably one of my favorite parts about E3 in general. Nobody knew about this Guardians of the Galaxy game, and they're like, it may have gone a little too long, but they're like, here's a trailer, and here's like 10 minutes of gameplay.
Yeah.
And nobody knew about it. And then they're like, and it's coming out in like August.
Yeah.
That's the thing Nintendo
I'm
usually
in.
does really well.
Nintendo's so good at that.
Um,
I was just gonna say that.
And so the fact that, Square Enix was able to do that with a Marvel property, no less, is
Everybody's been
really
distracted
impressive.
by the Avengers game.
Yeah.
And that's my kind of my 2 cents on it is it's made by the same studio that's making the Avengers game.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of gives me a little bit of pause. The other thing is to me it doesn't look like a fun game, but
With Guardians?
yeah.
Okay.
It just doesn't look like it's a game that I would enjoy. That being said, it may come out to glowing reviews and I'll give it a chance because I do agree with you when he threw Rocket and and it was like, hey, there's a chemistry building thing in this game, and I was like, okay, I kind of like that because I did the exact same thing. I was like, that's kind of like Mass Effect. I kind of like that. So
yeah, you've been playing Mass Effect,
I have been,
so you're like
so
in
I
that
was
world.
like, okay, and I think that's my problem is I'm playing Mass Effect, which is
an amazing game.
I'll use the word immaculate. That game is incredible. So like when I saw this, I was like, I can play a better version of it right here. Like, and I know it will probably be a better version. So
oh yeah, Mass Effect will definitely be a better game.
It just makes it hard. I think if I wasn't playing Mass Effect right now, I think I'd probably be like, oh, okay, cool, this looks fun.
Yeah.
Also, the other thing that gives me pause is just Square Enix. If it's not a JRPG from Square Enix, I kind of lose a little bit of interest.
I'm just hoping for a entertaining Guardians of the Galaxy story.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you'll get one.
I'm gonna play on easy mode, baby.
Overall, who were the...
That's my nickname. We got Beautiful Brett, Terrific Tyler, and Easy Mode.
Easy Mode Luke. Who were the big winners from
Xbox?
You think when Xbox takes the...
Xbox
it's not
blew
close.
it out of the water.
Yeah, it's not close.
I think
their sales have like exploded since E3 already.
I don't even know if anybody was expecting a good E3 just at all.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh yeah, it's E3. It's always kind of crap. And then Xbox is just like, you guys like Game Pass?
You guys
Look
like
at all these games.
Here you go.
Not to mention a great Halo trailer, a Starfield announcement and trailer.
They did a really
new
good job
first-party IPs
of keeping the conversation going too, because all the next 3 days they had Halo Infinite news and stuff like kind of trickling in. They had a like some of the IPs they didn't talk about, like Hellblade.
Yeah, they didn't talk about Hellblade. That was actually one of the things I was looking forward to most.
They had a tech demo thing like 3 or 4 days later on Thursday. Yeah, go watch it.
I'm not going to.
It doesn't spoil anything.
I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
I don't want it. I didn't know anything about that first game.
So it's essentially the little video they do is just like here's where we're at like development wise on how we're processing what we want to what we're like. It's more of a development update, but it's not about the game at all. It's just about the team. It's really cool.
Maybe I will watch it.
But they talk about not just in Hellblade, but a bunch of those other properties that they didn't really give a spotlight for on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, whenever they did their big E3 thing. So I would agree. I think Xbox is big winner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.